good morning. What I'd like to do this morning is please introduce yourselves. Tell us where you are speaking from. Give us about 1 minute about your company and what it does. And also let us know what a good lead is for you. I'll announce your names the way I see you on my screen. And if you would, please, just give us a little introduction. So the first up, I'm going to start at the bottom today. Adele Bush.
Well, good morning, everybody. Adele Bush is here live from Columbus, Ohio. My business is ASB Business Services, LLC. We do what most people do not like to do or they're not good at doing. We make business-to-business phone calls. Our phone calls are different. They're not telemarketing. They are relational. In other words, our contact helps to establish a relationship between our clients and the business people that they're looking for. A good lead for me would be a sales leader, someone who wants to add more leads to their pipeline, wants to keep their sales force moving forward, closing business, but yet they still need to be prospecting. So this is something we can help you with. Adele Bush with ASB Business Services, LLC in Columbus, Ohio.
Jerry Luco. I'm saying Jerry's on mute. Jerry Luco.
And I am not a good lip reader. Hi, everybody. Jerry Luco with Franchise Business Source. I work out of Columbus, Ohio, but I work literally across the nation and in Europe, if you have people that are looking for franchise businesses over there. So I help aspiring entrepreneurs that want to find a business, but also are a little bit fearful of, losing their money, losing their livelihood, and want some help with finding that business. I start at the beginning, understanding where they want to be and what they want to be doing and what actually works for them financially and personally and with their lifestyle, and hold their hand throughout the entire process, finding them legal resources, financial resources, making sure they ask the right questions, or trying to make sure they ask the right questions. And a good referral for me, I am actually looking for people that are already multi-unit franchise owners. Lots of times people might, I've run across recently someone who owns like 50 Wendy's. And he's like, I'm always on the lookout for another concept that myself and my consortium could buy into. So if you guys know anyone who already owns, several of something, they would be a great referral source to me.
Okay, Jerry, thank you so much. Rhoda?
Yeah. I don't know what happened to my background screen. It just disappeared and I don't know how to fix it. So I'm going to have to work on that after. Hi, everyone from Indianapolis. My team and I say it for you. We write what you read when you go on our clients' websites. So we try to show that our clients are in the now and in the know. Right now, I'm still trying to hook up with a local, or at least in Indiana, retirement community.
At all? Beth, we'll come back to you. Nick Sullivan, please.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Nick Sullivan, Sullivan Business Solutions here in Raleigh, but work across the nation. I help capture specialized federal programs for commercial property owners, employers, companies that are involved in technology. Also offer legal and identity theft benefits from Legal Shield. Today, I'd like to talk about employee retention credits. We're finding that most businesses qualify for this program that we have right now. It expires at the end of the year. They're quite flexible. Any company that's been impacted by COVID, especially under 500 employees, often they're assuming, some companies say, well, our revenue held steady, or we might have even had an uptick, but in the wording of the law, if they've been impacted at all by shutting down for a day or two, and we're finding that there's quite flexibility, and this could be immediate impact where they can deduct this from their payroll taxes. If, for example, if your credit is larger than your Social Security tax liability, you will get a direct refund from the IRS for the difference. So this is something that can be impactful immediately. So good referrals, Main Street businesses, owners with an open mind that want to see what's available to them, because a lot of businesses are not taking advantage of it. 97% of the business seem to be eligible for this type of credit. Again, it's Nick Sullivan, Sullivan Business Solutions.
Thank you, Nick. Hey, and just a quick plug for that ERC, Employment Retention Credit. If you haven't looked at it, even if you're a super small business, you need to look at it. That thing can be lucrative. Let's just put it that way. It could be
right.
Lucrative. My name is Keith Rand. I own a company called First Quality Printing. I also coordinate the CBN speaker. Currently, what I am semi-retired, and I do a lot of consulting in acquiring businesses. Unlike Jerry Luco, we acquired them. My son and I acquired them to hold and as investors. So with that, Mr. Gerald Callan.
Good morning, everybody from Indianapolis, Noblesville near Indianapolis. I'm a lawyer, been that way for a number of years. I've set my timer, so when my time is up, it'll go off and I won't exceed my 1 minute. I do estate planning. There's big changes in the area of estate planning, especially for high net worth individuals. The current administration wants to significantly increase taxes, especially on high net worth people. I work with elderly people. Many of them are women because us men cooperate and die first, and the woman is left with a mess. And I work with a lot of elderly women in retirement homes and even in nursing homes and hospitals. As Keith said, when someone passes away, there's great confusion, many worries, chaos, and I'm able to go in and help restore order and give people comfort in knowing that we can work our way through this together. I also do personal injury cases. I just settled a case where a pit bull completely mangled a man who was there doing service work. It's awful. He's getting just pay. I'm also available if someone is killed in an auto accident or a wrongful death to bring suit to get compensation for the family and especially for the children. And my time is up.
Thank you, Gerald. Okay, we are at the clock here and right on time here. So what I'd like to do is again introduce our speaker for the week. It's Miss Beth Stackhouse. She'll introduce herself and her topic. Beth, you have the floor and you also have control of the screen.
Do I? Okay, so let's see if I can do this right. So thank you. Again, I'm Beth Stackhouse, owner of Stackhouse Interiors. And thank you for allowing me to come and speak today. So can everybody see my screen?
Well, you want to go to whatever image you want to share.
And share. Now.
There we go. See?
There you go.
Okay. So anyways, yeah, so that's the name of my business. I'm an interior designer. I also do things outside, but mainly inside. I'll tell you a little bit about myself and my beginnings. So I grew up in Ohio in a small place called Bethlehem or the Settlement. Most people know where Mansfield is. There's lots of small towns in Ohio. And this was a place where it was farmers. It was all farming. And so it was a small community, Catholic church, grew up as a Catholic in the Catholic church. So that was just west of Mansfield. And shortly after my birth, my parents decided to be missionaries over in Papua New Guinea. And if anybody knows their geography, it's around the world near the equator. So it's always hot and don't have to worry about snow. And so the first picture is me looking in my suitcase, wondering why my mother's packing my favorite toys. And then the other picture is when we arrived safely back after 5.5 years. So there I am grinning like a Chesapeake on the left-hand side. And I was 18 months old when I went down. I was the sixth daughter, and my mom was pregnant with my brother. And so he was born down there. He has dual citizenship. And the natives just loved him because he had really white hair. So, yeah. So anyways, so that was an adventure for me. And then when we came back, of course, my parents had no money. So we settled on Uncle Vic's farm. And it's a 100-year-old house. So this is the land we lived on, 180 acres. My dad farmed. And we actually lived and could sing the song "Over the River Through the Woods to Grandma's House We Go," because our farm backed up into a little river, creek. And then on the other side was Grandpa and Grandma. So we went over there quite a bit as children. My grandparents, they were one of the first settlers from Germany. And so they lived on Kemp Road, and that was my maiden name. And we lived on Hook Road, and that was my uncle's. So we have kind of nice to share history like that. Small beginnings. And then in our childhood years, there I am in my new dress, as a sixth child. I got a lot of hand-me-downs, and I was always so happy when Mom had time to make a dress just for me and nobody else. So that was one of my school pictures. Nobody knew how to cut curly hair back then. So anyways, I had kind of like a boyish cut. And then there we are playing volleyball over Mom's clothesline. So that's how we did clothes back then. And we didn't have like a washer now like they do now. It was a wringer, and you had to put clothes through. And my hands got caught quite a bit as a child putting clothes through the wringer. So it was nice to take a break and have some fun on the farm. That to say is farm life was not for me. It was not. I'm an artist, and so doing all that other stuff just didn't appeal to me at all. But Mom would get cards in the mail, and I would draw from there, pencil sketches, and then in school I was able to take an art class. So I did my first kind of like Picasso. Should I admit, Doug?
Yes, please.
Okay. So anyways, we were supposed to put something in our picture that was out of the ordinary, and I put a Pepsi can. So now I have history again, something that's 35 years old. That's what a Pepsi can looks like, and the picture on the left. So it's nice. It's fun to see what one looks like now versus what one looked like then. So then after school, I started my family, and we had yours, mine, and ours. And so he had his daughter, I had a daughter, and then we had one together. And I moved to Columbus, Ohio, and where I love it here. It's in the city, much more to my liking. And now our children are, of course, grown, and I have grandbabies. And then after they grew up, I had the opportunity to go to Columbus College of Art and Design. So I always thought, wow, it would be great opportunity to do that. And I never thought it would come my way, because here I am, 45 years old. And I would say the dear Lord gave me the opportunity to put my portfolio together, because you just can't go sign up and go to the school. You have to have at least 12 pieces of artwork and get accepted in order to get enrolled. So I was accepted after working really hard on my art projects. And so I went through 4 years of that and had my bachelor's in interior design. So just shy of 50, I graduated. It's never too late to do something that you love to do. And so then we came to what I did afterwards. So I started working at Haverty's Furniture, not the job I really wanted. I really wanted to go into a design firm, but that didn't transpire. But Haverty's taught me so much about being an entrepreneur, taught me how to have relationships with other people, talk about business, how to order furniture, fabrics, when things needed repair. So I learned so much from that company and working there, but it was just frightening to be a sales consultant, because I was like, I just can't do this job. I'll never make it. And I worked there all over 5 years. I got laid off with COVID, And then they permanently laid me off. And before they even laid me off, I felt like it was my time to step out and do more of what I love to do. And so when they finally did say, "Hey, Beth, you can come back. We're more happy to have you back," I decided not to, and decided to, start networking and get my name out there and do some more of what I love to do. But anyways, I always recommend their furniture. They have great stuff. They do well by their customers. So a little bit about what my business is, the beginning of my new adventure. There's my new business card. I did put that in the notes there, if anybody needs that information. But a lot of times people just think as a designer, I do renovations, I do big things, but I do so much more. And how I do with things, it's either virtual or in-home appointments. Virtual came around with COVID, of course. So it was easy to do in-home appointments, virtual appointments. We could just Zoom in, or I could do FaceTime. Window treatments, anything from blinds to drapes or whatnot. I'm a color specialist. So sometimes people just need me to come in and pick out colors and get them started. Of course, I do floor and room layouts, where I measure the room and place the furniture, how they want it to function. A lot of people don't know I do staging, whether it's having a party or you're really selling your house. Of course, remodeling kitchens and bathrooms, organizing closets and drawers. That's just part of my specialty. Picking out accessories. Sometimes people just want me to do accessorizing for them. Or as an artist, I create my own wall art. So that I've written out a list of things and I give it to people, so they don't get tunneled into, "Oh my gosh, I won't need her because I'm not remodeling my kitchen." There's just so much more. And then I go into that a little bit. Here's some window treatments I did. In 2014, we did the Prada homes, the Haverdys did. And I had like the kitchen, dining area. So I chose these curtains to have done. And then over on the other side, I helped this family with putting blinds in their new home. I did the lighting and stuff too, but this is just to show you blinds, the different things you can do with window treatments. And as a color specialist, the mouse is a little, I want to stay on that one. So here's just a few projects I did where a lady came in and she wanted to trade from the beiges to the grays. So I picked out her color palette for a new house because she loved blues, and I incorporated those. So she loves her new place and all the pretty colors. And then the other side, I had a family moving to Florida and they want to just put a few punches of color in it because of course they're moving to Florida. So I got to see what they moved to an apartment, what their apartment looks like with all the things that we picked out. That was fun to do things for people in a different state. I can do that quite easily with technology. And then floor layouts, I went into an apartment. So some people think they have to live into a house. They have to be in a house for me to help them. But these people live in an apartment and it's kind of drab and dreary. It's just dark. And so I flipped the sectional, making it more open. And we got a different sectional, a little lighter, added more seating because they do Bible studies in their apartment. So we needed some additional seating for them. And so we maxed that out, but it's just a better flow through the apartment and it's not so cramped. And then here's some staging I did with another designer for a condo for their clubhouse. And this was right before COVID started. So I also help other people. I don't sometimes just do it on my own. We collaborate and do things together. And then here's part of a remodeling project. A lady had this really funky U shape and it just didn't work. And she had 5 children. So I opened it up to an L shape. We didn't have a large kitchen to work with, but it was still turned out really nice. And then she could cook and see her children so much better. So, and we added just a small island. We customized it so that it would fit in there for her. And then organizing. So I worked for a family in New Albany, and they flew a lot and she was busy. So I organized her drawers and her closets and color coded things so she could quickly go to her closet and say, oh, I want to wear orange today. And she could readily see things and get them ready for the day or for her trip. And here's part of picking out accessorizing. So the lady had her furniture picked out before she hired me, and then I came in and helped accessorize it. And it's a really cute sitting room. This is for a company, family, out of town. And I found this really cute bar over here on the right-hand side. So it opens up into a bar. My friend had just redid it. And so we added that to her space. Here's a few pieces of my not oil, but acrylic painting. So the one is out of Lakeside. So I did that up by Lake Erie. And then the other one is a beach. I just love the beach. So just doing a few things there that I love doing. But sometimes people say, hey, this is what I would like. And if I can do it, I'll do that for them. So that's just a little bit of the versatility of what I can do for a person. And I answered a few questions for you guys because you might have them. So why did I get into interior design? It's because it's my passion to create and make things beautiful for other people to enjoy through their daily life. I love to see something go from nothing to something beautiful. And it makes me happy to see other people happy. And then a lot of people say, why do I need an interior designer? A lot of people, because I can do it myself and it'll cost me less money. But in the long run, really, it doesn't most of the time. I save you time, energy, money, and a lot of headaches and frustration because I know where to find things. Sometimes I find things a little bit cheaper because I know where they are, where to look. And sometimes people will come to me after they've worked hours doing it and they're like, I wish I would have started with you first. So time is money to you guys. And when you hire a designer, we get the project done correctly. And you guys benefit from it because of that. And then Keith said he wanted me to answer, why am I still surviving after the pandemic? So at first, when Haverty's laid me off, I was on unemployment. So that's how I survived for a while. And I said, this is a great opportunity. I can work and just deduct that off of my unemployment. And so that's how I started. And then I started doing Zoom meetings instead of going to client's house. And then I also work very part-time for an apartment rental company, Fridays and Saturdays, or maybe just Saturdays. So I thought outside the box. I had my daughter say, hey, Mom, what do you think about that? They just need help on a Saturday. And then I got picked up from another small designer in October. So the beginning of the week, I helped him out and he helps me out. So we work out of his warehouse. So it's a juggling right now job, but that's how the bills get paid, working for another designer, doing design on my own, and then working very, very part-time for a rental company, an apartment rental company. But it works, and hopefully my business will build, and then I can cut the rental apartment off. So, and then just do two things. So anyways, and then I click on stop sharing, right? So I hope that was helpful, entertaining. You learned some things, and then I'll open up the floor to questions.
Beth, thank you so much. I liked what you said. Bills get paid. Most of us are single entrepreneurs, or if you do have employees, we're not of a particular size, at least the ones I'm noticing here. You made 2 points that I just really enjoyed. One, you started at 50. Wow, that's scary.
Yeah.
We're going to have a special presentation at some point about second acts. Myself and a few of us, we're going to spend a little bit of time. but to start at 50, that, why? I know you had to, but like, why not just keep doing what you were doing?
Well, when the kids left the nest, I went to Columbus State to get my associates in business because everybody said you need to have a platform. And I was into, like, I had a lot, 80 something credits. And my sister was like, Beth, this is really hard for you, this business stuff. You know, it does benefit me, most assuredly. And my interior design teacher said it would. But she said, why don't you go do something you love? And I'm like, really? And so I had never thought. And then I got laid off at the Columbus Museum of Art. And so the opportunity came where a student from the art school mentored me on, you know, what I needed to get into the college. So it helped me transition, although I would never have asked the dear Lord to unemploy me in order to get me there. He works in mysterious ways, I say. But anyway, so it's been, you know, I can't say it's been easy, but I'm doing something I love doing, and I'm making other people happy. It gives them more energy, and it motivates them to live in a space that they enjoy.
Right. Thank you so much. Anyone else have any question? I got two questions. They're business related. Number one, at this point, your business, is it profitable? Or are you just, even though, and when I say profitable, I understand it's not a 40-hour yet, but the jobs that you take, are they enough that you say, okay, I made money on this job, I can continue to do this?
Yes. So right now I'm working with a lady who is quite a challenge. And so I'm billing her hourly because she has a hard time making her mind up. And so I knew that I did not want to offer a package because I might be spending endless hours, needlessly just spinning wheels. And so by charging her an hourly fee, it helps her to make decisions quicker. I mean, I give her options. And so we just don't drag this out for months.
No problem. And then do you have a standard fee structure, or if Keith Rand got a hold of you today and said, or is it by the project, or how does that work, Beth?
Both. Like I either do hourly or somebody comes in and they'll say, I need this room done. And I'll try to figure out how much time it would take. And then I can offer them a package rate for that space.
It just, you know, I've used an interior designer, I think one time. My son has used them multiple times. They do beautiful work. They do beautiful work. So it's really, really interesting. Where's your home? You were showing us other pictures. I thought, I'm going to see Beth's house.
Yeah. Well, I had to let my house go when I went to design school. So
okay.
I'm waiting for the market to stabilize where it's a better time to purchase.
Yeah.
And then that'll be able to make my business grow. And then it'll be better for the banks to loan me money, you know, the interest rate and stuff.
Not a problem.
Yeah, so it's transition, right? I'm in an apartment, which I don't care for, but I've made it very nice. People come in and go, oh, it's just so nice in here. Because,
good.
Right?
Good.
Yep.
Okay.
Anybody else got any comment or some advice for Beth or anything?
Miss Rhoda?
First, I'm very, very impressed with everything that I saw. And I'm going to ask you, please, to send me as a JPEG one of those pictures that I can attach to the tweet that I give you on my Twitter account.
Okay, so what kind of picture are you asking for, Rhoda?
Something that shows one of those rooms that you did, or that collage of pictures and fabrics and colors, you know,
okay.
something that will attach to you. But I do have a question, two questions. One is, when you are doing staging for someone who's selling their home, are you doing that as for the realtor or for the person? Who's paying to get that job done?
Well, usually, for me, it would be the family that lives there.
Okay,
Because a lot of times I don't do a lot of staging because the realtors either do it themselves or they have been in business long enough where they have someone that does that.
mm-hmm. But I think that realtors, in terms of suggestions, would be a very good place for you to market. That I think you need to meet realtors. Not every realtor has a stager. I wonder whether Cam, for example, in our other group, he may be able to help you out on that.
I can talk to them about it.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Okay.
I haven't had a whole lot of luck with realtors.
Okay, but I still think that would be valuable. But the other thing I wanted to ask is, when you do my room, and let's say that you're going to buy that new bar for me, like you did in that apartment that you showed us,
Mhm.
or that home that you showed us. So am I paying for the bar separate from my package that I'm paying you for?
Yes, because one never knows. Yeah, it would just be the package would just be the hours. Just say it'll take me 5 hours to do this room or 10, I believe. And if I went over that time, then that's on me.
Okay.
But a lot of times you do.
But are you marking up the bar?
Am I marking up the bar?
Yes.
No, a lot of times, like that bar came from a friend and the client just paid her outright.
Okay.
So a lot of times that happens where I am the go-between, like with contractors. I get contractors for people and then say, hey, Dale charges this amount. So when he gets there, he'll expect a check for X amount of money.
Okay.
So for me, as a designer, I also bring people to the table that know what they're doing. And, you can feel safe with having in your house.
That's an important point. I think that's something you should emphasize in your marketing. That way, if a workman's coming in to do my cabinets, that you are vouching for them.
Yeah, I just thought that when I said it, Rhoda, right? Because nowadays you never know.
That's right.
What character will come in, so people feel more comfortable because I've worked with them or they've come highly recommended.
Yeah. But overall, that was really an impressive presentation of your skills. I really didn't know. I'm so glad that I invited you to do this.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Jerry Luco.
Beth, you're doing the job that I always wanted to do when I was growing up, but I am so spatially challenged, crazy. So I'm a little jealous. Are you actually still based in Columbus though?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. I have a friend, person that I know through my chamber. She actually works at Ethan Allen, but she does some she has relationships with antiques and furniture suppliers throughout the US. I would love to introduce you to her.
Yes.
And she does that separately from her the Ethan Allen stuff. So
that would be great.
And then Keith is probably too shy to ask, but he probably wants to ask you if you do commissions on cat paintings. So
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. That's an inside baseball joke, Beth. So don't feel bad if you're going what is she talking about? She knows I don't like animals. That's the whole point here.
Oh my gosh. Oh well, good. Because I've never done a cat.
He likes my cat, so. No, I loved your work too. Actually, that was part of it, is that your two little paintings, they're so cute. I like the colors and the style of them. So it's nice that you get a chance to do that.
Not very often, but yes, thank you. I love the beach. I just don't live by it.
Yep.
Yeah, so yes, connect me. My information's in the chat. I'm just now working with one of my clients that we might She just bought a table last year for $1,000 and it's not the right color. And so I told her I could chalk paint it. And so I was just getting the details, we picked out the color and what it would entail and the hours it would take to do that. So I know working with antiques, a lot of times people, or maybe your friend works with chalk paint items.
I'll intro you and you guys can see where you go.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hey, with that, Adele, I just saw your hand.
Yeah, just a quick question for Beth. I know we know each other from a couple of other networking groups. Beth, what part of Columbus are you in?
I'm over more between Westerville and Easton area.
Okay, I thought maybe you were in the Dublin area. So yeah, okay, you're in the north part of town then.
Yeah, I do my apartment rental place is over in Dublin that I work at.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I work all around the city, and the guy I work for, the beginning of the week, we work out of a warehouse on the south side. So I have wheels, I have car, I can go.
All right, that's good to know. I know you and I have talked, about something that I have in mind for the house here. So I'll get back with you. I haven't, put that off. So
Okay.
We'll keep in touch. And the other thing I want to say to you is congratulations on your accomplishments, Beth. I'm right in there with you. I'm a late bloomer. I went back to school later in my life and I know how it feels. It isn't easy, but we did it. We did it. And hey, the whole world is going to know about our accomplishments. So hang in there, girl.
Thanks, Adele. Thank you for the encouragement.
Thank you.
Not a problem. And with that, hey, we had a late comer here. Hey, Doug, if you would introduce yourself, please. Give us about a minute of intro and give us a good referral for you.
Yeah, Doug Peacock. I'll actually see you in a couple of weeks as a speaker. I run Infinite Banking and show you guys some ideas about banking that you've never heard of before or considered, although they've been around a couple of 100 years. I was a football coach for 38 years. So you're talking about, the gals are talking about going back for degrees and things like that. I actually went back for a master's when I was 42. I mean, I had more experience than there were kids in there younger than the years I had experience, but I've got that. But this literally all started, guys, to get students out of student loan debt. All of my kids that played for me were going to school and they're coming out up to their nose in student debt. And they didn't have an answer. There wasn't an answer. And I ran into a guy named Nelson Nash down in Birmingham, Alabama, and he showed me an answer. And it would just had to be transferred over to student loans. He used it to run a forestry business. So, guys, I'm just, as far as referral for me, is anybody who wants to get the bank and Wall Street out of your life. I don't deal with the markets. I think it's gambling, and I'm old enough to have that experience. Most of you are too. Not a single client of mine lost a dime in March of 2020. Okay, so when COVID hit, not a one of them lost money. So it's repositioning. I promise you have a chance to learn something. But I'll also promise you this, I'm going to challenge you because it's very, very different than what you've ever heard before.
Thank you, Doug. Appreciate
Absolutely.
that. Hey, with that, people, this has been a really good experience, just a referral and a refresher. I think I'm going to rename this group the Retreads, the Restarts, the Rerees, whatever. It's just a very interesting dynamic that's going on here. We will be meeting next week. Please take into consideration what Rhoda talked about. I will be providing a list of email contacts to everyone here. Please be judicious about it. Don't bombard them with, let's just be reasonable. But we do want to make sure that when speakers like Beth, when Doug comes, when that we do have a decent audience. I know it's summertime, et cetera, et cetera. So I do want to follow up with that. Hey, with that, Beth, thank you so much. I won't be asking for a cat drawing, I can tell you that. But with that, like to say goodbye and see you guys next week. Bye-bye.